What does it take for a mother to see her daughter's worth? Not through love, but through a single piece of paper. Lila stood in the corner of the banquet hall, her fingers nervously tracing the rim of her untouched champagne glass. The room buzzed with laughter and clinking glasses, all for her sister Mia's engagement party. Fairy lights draped the ceiling, casting a warm glow over the guests, but Lila felt cold. She wore a simple navy dress, modest compared to Mia's glittering gown, which seemed to pull every eye in the room. Lila didn't mind fading into the background. Years of being the quiet one had made her used to it. But tonight, her mother's voice cut sharper than usual. "Lila, why don't you mingle?" her mother, Diane, said, her tone dripping with disappointment. She stood beside Mia, her arm looped proudly through her daughter's. "Look at me, Ash the star tonight. You could at least try to be more like her." A few nearby guests chuckled, their eyes flicking toward Lila with pity. Diane's words weren't new, but they stung deeper in public. Lila forced a smile, her cheeks burning, and excused herself to the balcony. Outside, the city skyline twinkled, indifferent to her humiliation. Lila leaned against the railing, her breath visible in the chilly air. She wasn't Mia vivacious, charming, the daughter who always shone. Lila was the planner, the worker, the one who stayed late at the office while Mia planned parties. At 25, Lila had clawed her way to a senior role at a tech startup, but her mother never asked about her job. To Diane, success was beauty, charisma, a ring on Mia's finger. Lila's achievements? Invisible. Back inside, the party roared on. Lila slipped into the bathroom to steady herself, splashing cold water on her face. Her phone buzzed a work email. Her boss had sent the final confirmation. Her project, a new app feature, had launched successfully, earning the company a major client. Attached was a digital copy of her bonus paycheck. The number made her heart skip. $10,000. She stared at it, pride swelling. For once, she felt seen not by her family, but by herself. She returned to the party, clutching her phone like a lifeline. Mia was giving a toast, her fiancé beaming beside her. Diane stood nearby, glowing with pride. Lila lingered at the edge of the crowd, unnoticed. Then, her mother's eyes landed on her. "Lila, don't just stand there like a wallflower," Diane called out, loud enough for heads to turn. "Maybe if you smiled more, you'd have something to celebrate, too." Laughter rippled through the room. Lila's throat tightened, but she held her ground. "Actually, I do," Lila said, her voice steady despite the tremor in her chest. She held up her phone, the paycheck glowing on the screen. "My project just closed $1 million deal. This is my bonus." She stepped forward, handing the phone to her mother. Diane's smile froze as she read the screen. Her eyes widened, her face paling. The room fell silent, the weight of Lila's words sinking in. Mia's toast faltered, her glass lowering. "Lila," Diane stammered, her voice barely a whisper. "I didn't know." "You never asked," Lila replied, not with anger, but with quiet resolve. She took her phone back, her hands steady now. The guests murmured, some in awe, others uncomfortable. Mia's fiancé raised his glass. "To Lila," he said, breaking the tension. A few joined in, but Lila didn't need their cheers. She'd spent years chasing her mother's approval, only to realize she didn't need it. Her worth wasn't in Diane's words or Mia's spotlight, was in the work she'd poured her heart into. As the party resumed, Diane approached her, eyes glistening. "I'm sorry," she said, her voice cracking. "I didn't see you." Lila nodded, but the apology didn't erase the years of being overlooked. It was a start, though. She hugged her mother, not for Diane's sake, but for her own, to let go of the weight she'd carried. That night, Lila left the party early. She walked home under the stars, her breath calm, her steps sure. The paycheck was just a number, but it had done what her voice never could. It made her mother see her. Yet Lila knew the real victory wasn't in Diane's shock or the crowd's whispers. It was in her own heart, where she'd always known her worth, even when no one else did. In the days that followed, Diane called more, asked about Lila's work, listened. Mia, too, seemed to see her sister anew. But Lila didn't need their validation anymore. She was already building the next project, chasing the next dream, not for applause, but because it was hers. And that was enough.